Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sequel Green here and welcome to another video. A lot of you are struggling against both Black Adam, including myself. I mean, not really now, but I did some mistakes in the past. So over here in this video, we're going to go over the best teams to deal with him. And at the same time, after that, if you're missing some specific elements in that team, I'll try to guide you in the way of getting those elements or trying to replace them. So first of all, I'm going to present you an ideal situation. Keep in mind the pips that I'm going to be using. I'm not going to restricting myself from using any characters, but at the same time I'll not have any chaos artifacts except for the artifact that we get for free, which is the chakra on heroic 1, and that's just for the passive stats. It will not impact the game in any way, shape or form. So looking at this dude, he has increased defense, deals increased damage based on the fullness of his power. In addition, he's immune to power drain. So yeah, basically the thing with this dude is that he deals a ton of damage. He kills your team. That's the problem, right? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try and fix that. So let's take a look at some fights and then we'll go back in the roster and try to replace what you guys might be missing. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so over here we're going to use the firebox on Dr. Fate and we're going to rely on that, but we're not, because some of you might not have the firebox. So after this we're going to go through another fight with this team exactly, where I don't make use of the firebox, just in case you don't have it on yet. Again, you can get the firebox by completing normal tier on Dawn of Apocalypse. That's free for everybody, but again, some people didn't get to get that, so I want this video to be aimed at everybody. So we'll also take a look at some way to lock this guy into an infinite combo without using the firebox. Okay, so this team is simply going to be a king team that's pretty much gonna survive the fight, and that's gonna be by locking him into an infinite combo. You might be like, well, Sigvald, but how about his defense? You shouldn't give a shit about it. Like, previously I tried to go classic Superman plus Dr. Fate plus King, but my Dr. Fate is not tanky enough, and keep in mind he's level 40 gears and has good rolls, so he's got like 30k health and 75% defense. That's by no means a build Dr. Fate, but it's something. And every single time I tried to use classic Superman, because I was trying to focus on getting that going, my whole team would die. So unless you get a very strong tank, and in that scenario I don't think you really need to watch this video anymore, to be honest. You will not need to use classic Superman. I mean, you would need to use classic Superman, but using him might lead to your entire team demise. So I say take an L and fight him at full defense, but at the same time at the very least get your 3 special trees in. So yet again, we'll have a little bit of a slowed down version of the essential combo sequence that will be present in this fight later in the video. But pretty much I'm just locking him into an infinite combo here, and he's not able to do anything. He's not able to hit me. It's very important that you don't lose your king at the start and that you have Shazam. You don't have to have Shazam as third character, because some of you might not even have that. Shazam is in there just for some additional damage. You just need to put a third character in there, like Silverbane will do or something like that, and Dr. Fate plus the firebox, and let the other character die that's not Dr. Fate or King. And make sure that your king doesn't die until the Black Adam uses super move, because after he uses super move your king might get tagged in and get killed, so you need him to be able to revive. And yeah, we're doing the infinite combo, locking him in place here. Make sure you use the ghost tap. That means that after this combo that you're seeing over here, that again we're going to break down in slow motion in a second here. Make sure that you press that you tap once after the swipe right and before the tagging, so that you make sure that he's not gonna be able to do anything to interrupt your taggings. That's vital to an extent. And honestly, I don't know how his armor specifically works, but to be honest, I don't seem to deal that reduced damage. Again, all the artifacts used here are the artifacts that you get for free from the swords, the firebox, and the like chakra, chaos chakra artifact. But again, the chakra doesn't change the gameplay, and the firebox we're going to have an alternative if we don't have it. Sadly here I missed the super move, but it is what it is, and this is the fight. Now let's slow it down a bit and let's try to see. There's only one combo sequence that you need to understand, and that's this one. King in, tap a few times, special tree in there, re-engage the combo. It doesn't really matter how you do the combo in between, you just need to be able to do a special tree to extend your tagging duration, and at the same time finishing it in a tap. Okay, so let's slow it down. Dr. Fate back off while blocking, swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, swipe right, and into a tap after swipe right at the end. King tagging, swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, special tree. You could even put a swipe right in there after a special tree. Tap a few times, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right. You can even do a short combo at the end after the special tree. It's not mandatory to do a long combo. Dr. Fate in, tap a few times, back off all blocking, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right. And then King is gonna go back in, swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, and into a special tree. You can even tap a 4th time, it doesn't really make a difference. Again, let's watch it even slower over here. Dr. Fate backing off while blocking, swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3 times, swipe right, and a tap at the end after the last swipe right. King in, straight into a swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, into a special 3. You can even swipe right after the 3 taps. Again, it doesn't matter. Over here you could start with a swipe right, or you could do 3 taps and then a swipe right into another 3 taps, into a swipe right and a tap at the end of it, and yet again tagging in Dr. Fate at the end of it. What's very important about this strategy is that you ghost tap every single time so that you don't give him a window where he might interrupt your tagging. And at the same time, you make sure that every single time that you tag in King, he's gonna have enough the energy to do a special tree, because if he doesn't, you're gonna mess this up and you're gonna break the lock. If you need to stand in with Dr. Fate for more combos, because you're lacking enough energy to tag in King and do this thing, then make sure you do so, because that's far more important. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do it with the firebox. Now, some of you might not have the firebox, but there's a way to do that as well, and we're going to take a look at it right now. And yet again, after that, we're going to slow it down and explain it in depth. Okay, so over here we're using the exact same theme. For this one, it will be mandatory to have Shazam. Like, if you don't have either Shazam or Firebox with Dr. Fate, then I'm still gonna give you some tips at the end. But let's just say you're not in the most ideal scenario, my dudes. But still, we'll have some tips for you at the end as well. Okay, so at the start, it doesn't go particularly different here. We're pretty much doing the same thing. To be honest, I was intending to do the same thing here, but I mistapped something and I got my Dr. Fate to tank the super move. So over there he interrupts my tag in. That should have been a guaranteed tag in, but rip, that happens. The AI is weird. For some reason over here I tag Dr. Fate. I don't really remember why, but I do. So now we're left with King and Shazam, but that's okay. That's a salvageable situation. Get Shazam back in. Again, Shazam has got a Chaos Chakra, so no Firebox, no anything. King's gonna go back in, swipe right, tap 3 times into special tree, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right, into a ghost tap at the end, Shazam back in, swipe down, re-engage the combo, and right here he's in the corner, so we're going to keep him here. King in for a special tree, tap 3 times, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right, Shazam going in, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right, into a special 1, tap 3 times, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right, into a King tag in, into a special tree, tap 3 times, swipe right, tap 3 times, right? The usual thing. Like, this is gonna still lock him into an infinite combo. The downside of this is that you need to do a special one with Shazam, and that's gonna cost you some energy, and you will not be able to do this from the very first minute of the match. Like, constantly, you might need to keep Shazam in for multiple special ones until you're ready to go. Did I say at any point special 2? That's wrong, my dudes. There's no special 2s involved here. But yeah, other than that, it's gonna go fine. It's gonna go pretty much just as well as the Dr. Fates thing. After the special one with Shazam, you could tag in after the first 2 hits straight into a swipe right, into 3 taps, into a special tree. But that might be a little bit too complicated, and at that point, if you're able to execute that maneuver, yet again, you're most likely not the target for this video, so we're not gonna cover that. Yeah, this works just as fine. This is a way to... this is the exact same way that you would do this against boss Darkseid in Dawn of Apocalypse raids if you didn't have the entropy, in order to make sure that he doesn't do the super move. And we're still going to rely on ghost taps. Make sure you ghost tap every single time, so he has absolutely no chance to interrupt your tagging at any point in time and mess you up. And again, we're going to have some slowdown sections for this as well straight after it ends. I mean, just one slowdown section so that I explain the combo that you need to do with Shazam. And yeah, over here saving up some hits for the super move, and there we go. Yeah, that's it. Now let's slow this down and see exactly what went on here. Okay, so this sequence here specifically is the thing that we're going to discuss because it's pretty much everything you need to know about this fight. And yeah, you might have a little bit of trouble getting into the corner, but that depends from fight to fight. Pretty much just make sure you do the king special tree into swipe rights, and he will eventually end up in the corner. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. But this is the sequence that we're going to discuss because it's pretty much just the special tree plus special one Shazam. But yeah, so let's slow this down on 0.5 and let's see how it happens. So over here we got king. It doesn't matter where you started, but yeah. Over here, the last swipe right from king. Again, tap once after swipe right so that you do the ghost tap. Shazam in swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, swipe right. Special one, tap 1, 2, 3, swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, swipe right. Ghost tap. King in, swipe right, straight into a special tree. You can do the special tree pretty much whenever you want. What it's after matters. So yeah, tap 3 times, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right. Into a ghost tap, Shazam back in, swipe right, tap 3 times, swipe right. I mean, I didn't put much thought into this at that point because I was not paying that much attention, but you can have much shorter combos with Shazam and King, or longer combos with King. The idea is that there needs to be a special in between of each one's combo so that their combos are long enough to be able to tag out, and there has to be a ghost tap at the end of each tag, and so that you don't get interrupted. But yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the... Let's watch it on even to 0.25 speed. Okay, so yeah, here, swipe right and tap once. Shazam in, straight into a swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, swipe right, into a special one, and you're gonna be able to re-engage a combo after this. And immediately tap 1, 2, 3, swipe right, 1, 2, 3, swipe right, into a tap at the end so you can guarantee your tagging. And yet again, you can cut the 3 taps after the special one of Shazam. You can just go with like swipe right into 3 taps into swipe right. You're gonna be fine, my dude. But yeah, all that being said, let's move on to the next team that I want to show you. Okay, so Batman Ninja team will also do very well here, and those two are the only 2 teams that I recommend use here. You can kind of use the League of Anarchy, but the problem with that is that Black Adam for some reason has a lower stun duration when you apply it on him, same as Batman Ninja Robin and some other characters. It's just how the character works for some reason, so the League of Anarchy will not do well here. But the Batman Ninja team will do fine because they do 2 things. He's got armor and he deals a lot of damage. Their passive is going to reduce the damage that he's able to deal, and at the same time is going to reduce his defense. And do keep in mind the same artifacts that were used on the previous teams are going to be used here, so nothing crazy. I do have a firebox as far as I'm aware on Grodd, or do I? Wait, let's see that. Hold on. Yeah, I might or might not have a firebox on Grodd, but that's not mandatory in any way, shape or form. You can do with anything else. And the slight problem that you might encounter here is that your Grodd will not be able to tank him, because my Grodd at the very least doesn't have gears on this account. I don't know about yours. You can swap in between Grodd and Robin, and if you run out of health on Grodd and you really wanna still use him as the combo builder, you can just go ahead and use his special tree. His special tree is going to split the healing in between all the team members, and I'll do it over here in a moment because my Ninja Robin also runs out of health. Keep in mind, only Catwoman is built in this team. Robin and Grodd are not built. Grodd doesn't even have any gear to his name. So yeah, over here we're running out of health on both characters, and keep in mind also the special free of Grodd, of the 4-star Grodd that I'm using, is gonna only be at a level 1. I didn't put any points into that, but that's gonna be still effective as hell. Making sure I guarantee attack for Grodd here, and going for the special free. This will split the healing that any character gets to the entire team, so that means it will split the healing of the special 2 of Catwoman to them as well. So yeah, now they are all the way back to full health, so you can do that if you need to. I don't have the firebox here, by the way, as you can see, so that has not been used here. So yeah, Grodd has no gears, so this will most likely be most of you. If you don't have Gorilla Grodd and you're using the Batman Ninja team without Gorilla Grodd, then I don't know, my dudes. something that you can definitely do, though it will be a lower amount of damage because you can't make use of the All Blades, but just slap a Chaos artifact on Catwoman, the Chakra, or slap Claws of Force on her and keep her in at all times because she will never die. You can do that if you don't have Grodd, but if you do have Grodd, just tag them in and out and take advantage of the All Blades. And if you need to heal your Grodd, if your Grodd sucks ass like my Grodd does, then you can use that special tree. But again, this was a very rare occasion where I actually needed to heal him. In all the previous fights that I had, and in all the entire duration of the rest of this fight, I never needed to heal him back up. So yeah, the Batman Ninja team will do well here. So yeah, with all those two fights, let's get back to the roster and let's try to piece together a team for the people that don't have the full King team, because if you don't have King, you haven't gotten to Black Adam. Let's be real here. So yeah, this is the damage, and let's get back to the roster section. Okay, so now a few tips in case you don't have either Shazam or a Dr. Fate with the Firebox. And first of all, it's gonna be rough. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna be rough, but we have to get through this somehow. So there's a few options. First of all, we're going to have something that's like, if you don't have Dr. Fate with the Firebox or Shazam, your main goal is going to be to get out the 3 special frees with King that are going to be able to deal percentage damage out of his health. So in order to ensure that everybody will have armored Superman, he's gonna have some decent armor, so he's gonna be a decent tank from the get-go. If you're fighting this on normal, of course, if you got to heroic, then most likely you will not have this problem, but if you're fighting this on normal, then Superman might be a good choice because he offers some defense for a team, and at the same time he's going to ignore the damage from the first special, and this can be huge in this scenario. Make sure you tag in and out a lot and get enough energy for the King special trees, and you're gonna be fine. And other than that, if you manage to get him to the corner, there's a lot of characters that can do the infinite combo exactly how the Dr. Fate does with the Firebox, but without the Firebox. But keep in mind that he has to be in the corner for that to be able to occur. Something that a lot of you might or might not have access to is Green Arrow can do that. If the enemy is in the corner, he's gonna be able to do that perfectly. Nightwing is another choice for that. And any Gorilla Grodd, Telekinetic Gorilla Grodd, even Silver Gorilla Grodd if you get to that point, but if you get him in the corner, you can lock him into an infinite combo just as well using those characters as you would use Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd or the Dr. Fate to the Firebox, but keep in mind, there is the problem of getting him to the corner and you'll have to get to that. But yeah, with all that being said, this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share if you found this helpful, and I hope you're going to be able to finally defeat boss Black Adam without any more trouble. But yeah, goodbye.